Okay, so we're going to take a slight departure from our typical database list and look at a more typical worksheet, spreadsheet, whatever, where we just have along the side our month listing. Along the top we've got the different territories. So we can see in January amongst all the territories we did 426,000 and so on and so forth. Now, what I like to do is sort my data, sort these rows. Currently they're basically just sorted by month. What I want to do is I want to sort them by this, okay? So by the total. Now the way to do this, the trick, is just to select that area, just like that, okay? Because we don't want row 1 or row 12 to move from where they're at. We want to keep them right there, all right? So we leave it there. Then we go ahead and say, okay, we're going to go back into the data tab. We're going to go into sort. And from here, we want to sort by what? Well, do we want to sort by January? Do we want to sort, what do we want to basically sort by in this case? It's kind of hard to see this, but what we want to do is we want to sort it by this column, and it's this one right here. Now, what I did was I had just selected, all of this here, but because I've got it marked as my data has headers, it's assuming the first thing that I selected, that first row, are my field names, and they're not. So what I can do is either click onto that, get rid of the check mark, right? And in doing so, then I'll get the column numbers. I can do that. The other way to do this, the other way would be, I could in fact start from here, go to here, and go all the way down, but leave out that last row, all right? If I do that, all right, go back into my big sort button, tell it that my data has headers. Now it deselects what I had selected. And now when I hit the sort by, I've got the actual columns. In this case, I want to do total. But that's all up to how you want to do this. It would have worked the first way we had it there. But in this case, I'll say total. And I want to go from largest to smallest. So I'm going to do that. Hit OK. And there we go. So it looks like May is like our top month. Looks like June, like the very next month, is our worst month, believe it or not. So kind of interesting factoid there, all right? Now, let's go to the next step here, all right? I'm going to go to the next tab here, all right? And in this case, what we want to do is we want to sort it by the zone name. Now, if you remember, if you were watching the videos before this, when we were sorting, we basically were kind of rearranging the rows, okay? And, moving them around to get them to sort, ascending or descending, but it was rearranging the rows. What I want to do now is sort it by columns. In other words, I want to rearrange my columns, okay, so that, so that whatever is closest to the A, probably Atlanta here, or no, Amsterdam, I think. So Amsterdam will go in the beginning, and then Atlanta, and so on and so forth. So if I want to sort by that, what do I do? So what we'll do is we're going to select from here and down to here. So we're going to take that there. So we're going to rearrange these based on row 1's labels, right? So you get those selected, all right? Then we go back to our big sort button. We go over to options, all right? And usually this is set for top to bottom. That's the usual default. But we're going to do this one, which is going to be left to right. So instead of sorting it this way, row after row, it's going to be column over column. See, so we say left to right. We hit OK. And then we're going to pick which row we want to base it on. Do we want to base it on this row or this row numbers or this row numbers? No, I want to base it on the labels. So I'm going to click on the sort by row 1, see? A to Z. Now, see the order right now. They're pretty much out of order. Hit OK. There we go. Amsterdam, Atlanta, and so forth. So that worked out really good. So pretty cool, huh? All right, now, the next one we're going to do is we're going to sort it by the zone or the territory totals. In other words, I want to rearrange them. Instead of rearranging them by that, we're going to rearrange them by this down here. So rearrange the territories so that the most high number, would whatever that territory is, that'll become the first column, and the smallest one will be the last one. All right? So again, what do we do? Well, we're going to, again, select all this here. All right? And then we're going to click on to our big sort button. Again, we want to make sure that we're sorting from, in this case, from left to right. I'm going to rearrange the columns. So hit OK on that. And then we're going to base it on the, I have to go down a little bit, on row 14, which is the total row, see? So row 14. And we're going to go from largest to small. So the largest one, and I would predict, what is that going to be? What, about, looks like LAX, right? So let's see what happens. That'll be the first one. Largest to small. So we hit OK. There it is. There's the biggest one. There's the smallest one. So if you've been told that you can only sort the traditional way, you know, row after row, rearranging the rows, no. We can also do it by column with those very simple little tweaks on the options there. So hopefully this will help you with maybe some of your other types of worksheets, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.